But there's an opportunity now to readjust our moral compass and to allow our heart to be wider and bolder than usual. Not only our leaders are challenged to give their best, we are all called to show leadership by choosing community over self-interest. But let me open the second door with a second quote by Brighton Breitenbach. He says that truth lies in the road. Many different spiritual traditions from around the world remind us to move when we have to think. It is through being in motion that thinking can take shape. Wherever thinking precedes movement, we need to be aware of our desire to control and settle for given and established solutions. To be too dogmatic is to have stopped moving. Movement that precedes thinking allows for the arrival of something new and something, or even someone, unknown. Movement opens up to new experiences, perspectives, and encounters. And moved, we have all been by the worst-case scenarios presented to us. We have been moved to keep the curve down, to slow down the infection rate, to make sure that our medical system is able to cope with those who need treatment. We've been moved to be less on the move, to practice social, physical distancing, and to be moved by the concern for the most vulnerable in our society. Indeed, the truth lies in the road, and the road to Emmaus echoes the need for such movement. The two disciples are at least moving again, no longer paralyzed by fears, no longer held back by uncertainties. And I remember the beginning of this week with the first news coming through social media, how a certain paralysis and fear set in, and it took me 3-4 days to finally come out of a sense of shock and to feel strength to face what we have to face. It was a week of radical disorientation, as the psalmists know, entering into a new orientation, direction, and clarity. And with their movement, and with our movement usually, we can expect the arrival of something new. In the story of Emmaus, it was a stranger who joined them. Now, he seems rather ignorant and not up to date with the latest news, but he is a good listener, and they pour out their hearts. To meet someone who listens without fear, especially at this time, can be such a gift. And with it comes a new perspective on suffering and love, a new perspective that is opened up in the conversation. But sometimes, even the most powerful theological arguments don't bear immediate fruit. What a comfort to theologians and ministers to know that not even Christ's own thorough Bible study managed to awaken faith on the road. Only later they confessed that their hearts started to burn as they listened to the stranger's little sermonette. Truth lies in the road. We come to the final door, the third. A quote by Elias Canetti: "The inklings of poets are the forgotten adventures of God." The inklings of poets are the forgotten adventures of God. We are encouraged to face a crisis also with a sense of curiosity. Where and how will we recognize you, Jesus? Where and how will we know that we are not alone on this road? Where are we to look for you, and how will we know that it is you? Stay with us, for evening approaches and the day is almost over. The two disciples know that it is not safe to travel by night. They invite the strangers to stay with them and to join them for supper.